How about a chat over coffee? Get in touch to discuss today's fresh new topic. Send a text or a voice note on 0786 00 1025.
102.5 Beat FM.
Convo over coffee. Sponsored by Andrew's Cold Brew, your caffeine dealer.
Welcome to Convos Over Coffee. Joined with me today is a very special guest. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Salim Sawalha. Salim is the Assistant General Manager and Head of Retail at Jordan Commercial Bank. He has 20 years of experience in the banking sector. Thank you so much for joining me today, Salim. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Good morning, Diana, and thank you so much for having me.
I'm so glad you're here. It was really, really nice meeting you. I have a lot of questions. We need your help.
Sure, fire away.
We would like to know so much about financial education. First of all, let's start with the basics. Can you tell us why financial education is so important?
Yeah, I think the first thing is we want to define what financial education is. Financial education is about really acquiring the skills and the know-how and the knowledge to manage your finances. It's really about picking up good money habits so that you can have a better future. One of the challenges that we face is that they don't teach financial education in school.
I was going to say that. That's
yeah.
so true.
Yeah, you get, you get taught the math and physics and chemistry, and then what happens is that when kids graduate from college and they want to go into the workforce, they face all those kind of financial situations, and they make sometimes bad decisions, and they get into financial trouble, and they get into debt. So it's very important that we teach them how to manage their finances. It's important that we teach them how to save money. They need to be putting away 10% of their net income every single month into their savings account. One of the other issues that we face in Jordan, I think, is the personal debt. It's been on the rise for the past couple of years, and kind of as a rule of thumb, you need to have at least or a maximum of 50% of your income going towards your loans and recurring payments. You can't have more than that, because otherwise you won't have enough disposable income. And we've seen individuals where the financial debt or the debt burden ratio going up to 55 and 60%.
Oh no, yeah, that is definitely something they don't teach in school. They don't teach you those things. So why don't you give us some specific steps? What are some specific things we can do to improve financial education?
Okay, good question. The first thing that you want to do is definitely you want to recognize your expenses. I bet if you ask a lot of the listeners, how much money do you spend on food every month? How much money do you spend on going out in restaurants and things like that? I bet that a lot of them would not know. So I think the old-fashioned way of actually just bringing in a piece of paper and pen and writing down your expenses for at least 3 months would be a first good step to start. So first of all, recognize your expenses. Second is you want to have a budget. So if you're spending 40 JDs on coffee every single month, you might want to cut it down to 30 JDs.
That's my big problem.
That is you.
That's 100%
okay.
me. Yeah. Good point.
And the second and the third thing is you want to have a financial goal. What are you saving up for? Are you saving for a vacation? Are you saving up to buy a house or a car? So you want to have a financial goal and works toward that. The other thing too is you want to have an emergency fund. A lot of people, they don't have an emergency fund. They don't have that safety net. They don't have that peace of mind. So you want to have at least 6 months worth of your monthly expenses tucked away in a savings account. So if you're spending 300 JDs a month in expenses, you want to have at least 1,800 JDs in your savings account, just in case something comes up.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Thank you. That's actually, those are things that we can do. And I'm thinking of myself, my age group, my friends. Those are things that we can do, and not just track what you're spending, but take a look at it, analyze it. Where can I stop spending? Where am I spending too much? Where is the waste going? So yeah, that's excellent. Would you say that it's important to start very early on, like young kids? How would you teach young kids how to save money?
There's no specific age. You might want to start as early as possible. You can teach your kids how to save money at the age of 2 or 3. What I've done with my kids is I brought them a piggy bank.
Oh,
and
right.
And they started putting money away in it. And so you want to make the savings kind of a really fun and interesting process for them. The other thing too is you want to teach them how to be patient, kind of the opposite of instant gratification. Meaning if you take your kid to a toy store, for example, and the kid says, okay, I would like to buy that toy, you might want to say, okay, we can buy it in a week, we can buy it in a month, you want to save up for it. So that would teach them how to be patient. And then also kids, we are their role model. So we need to be practicing good money habits ourselves, and because kids look up to us.
Right. You want to be a good example to
Absolutely.
that. That's a very good point. I like that. I had a piggy bank too. I think it did work. think my parents did well with me. Okay, I do have some more questions to ask you. We are going to take a break with some music, and we'll be back with Mr. Salim Sawalha from Jordan Commercial Bank. Up next is Play.
How about a chat over coffee? Get in touch to discuss today's fresh new topic. Send the text or a voice note on 0786 00 1025.
102.5 Beat FM.
Convo over coffee, sponsored by Andrew's Cold Brew, your caffeine dealer.
Welcome back to Convos Over Coffee. I'm here in the studio with Salim Sawalha from Jordan Commercial Bank. How's it going so far?
So far, so great.
Having a good morning?
Absolutely.
I have to say, you have very good vibes.
Thank you so much.
You really do. You're dressed well, lots of energy. I love that in the morning. Thank you. All right, so during that song, we had a discussion about married people. I want to ask this on the air because I think a lot of our married listeners could use this advice. Do you think that married people should have a joint bank account or not?
Well, that's kind of a tricky question. Honestly, it depends on the relationship between the husband and wife. In essence, they should have a joint account. I mean, you share raising your kids, so you might as well share the finances as well, too. And if one individual, for example, or one spouse hides the financial information or the financial situation from their spouse, this is what we call financial infidelity,
right,
as a matter of fact. So you want to be upfront about it. You want to have that trust between the two. Now, in certain cases where basically you have one, for example, a homemaker, and then you have a bread maker. If the homemaker, the wife feels like, okay, the husband is making way more money than I am, and she kind of feels shy to ask for money every single time
like
that she
an
wants
allowance,
to do, an allowance, or if she wants to kind of do her hair, nails, whatever, then at this point in time you might want to have kind of a separate account, so that you have a little bit of more of a financial independence.
Okay.
The other thing too is that if you don't have an alignment in terms of financial goals. So if one individual is, for example, is a spender and the other person is a saver, then those particular cases you might want to have a separate account.
Okay, that makes sense. That does make sense. Thank you for answering that. Now, I do want to give you the platform to talk more about Jordan Commercial Bank savings accounts. Tell us everything, please. Absolutely.
So we're excited to say that this is the year where our total giveaways is 2 million JDs.
Wow.
So this is probably one of the highest we've ever had.
Okay.
We are giving away 1 million in cash, distributed amongst 10 lucky winners. So each winner would get 100,000 JDs.
Oh my goodness.
Yep,
okay.
Absolutely. And then we also have 2 iPhones on a regular basis, on a daily basis, 2 iPhone 14. And we're also we're giving away, just to kind of entice kids to save money, a PlayStation 5 every single day.
Nice.
Absolutely. And then we have a really nice Mercedes car, C200, every 3 months.
Oh my goodness, those are incredible prizes.
Absolutely.
That is great.
To top it off, Diana, you can get free life insurance up to 25,000 JDs. So just by opening an account, and if your balance is over 500 JDs, you get $25,000 in life insurance policy.
Okay, that is incredible. You guys are doing great things. Thank you so much for being here. First of all, thank you for teaching us those tips. I think they were very, very beneficial to me and my listeners. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Nope. Just have a great day.
Have a great day. I just want to say one thing. I would like our listeners to stay tuned next week because we will have a competition with Jordan Commercial Bank. I don't want to give it away just yet, but it's going to be great. So I'm just putting that out there. Thank you again, Salim Sawalha. I had a great time. You can come back on the show anytime you'd like.
Thank you so
You're
much.
awesome. Bye.